And they're obviously providing these people with software that shows them the best-selling items in the category, much like what we have. And so they're literally showing them what to copy and then saying, "Oh my God, they're copying it." It's unfair that they are doing both things and then, not really moving quick enough when it's obvious they've stolen it. They're making it seem like, well, let's see who stole whose thing here, right? Like, did you really make it first? Like, where it's like you have the proof. It's just the idea that you have to go to a court of law, right? Means that like we're both gonna get to share our side of the story. It gives them a venue of respectability.
Welcome to the Ecomm Breakthrough Shortcuts. In these 5-minute episodes, we cut straight to the real stories, real numbers, and the real lessons learned from brand builders and entrepreneurs just like yourself. No fluff, just high impact takeaways that you can apply into your business today. Tell me your story of what have you dealt with over the last 2 decades on Amazon as it relates to counterfeiters, and what are you doing about that today?
I think it's important to note it's been hugely heaped together, the counterfeiting and then the different programs Amazon has, transparency and Project Zero. But like what I'm talking about is raw stealing and counterfeiting. Okay. That's the difference that suddenly is smacking me in the face. Like, yes, we have all these trademarked items that we also distribute to beauty, distributors that are at your beauty store. And sometimes those stores punt them on Amazon, but it's the item that comes out of my factory. But what we've seen more, I would say recently in the last year, is an item will start trending, like it'll go viral. It'll start trending on Amazon. Sales will explode. And within 90 days, a Chinese seller will have duplicated the formula, the packaging, the label, the jar, the lid, the entire soup to nuts item that we have, and simply strip off the branding. And so they'll sell the same item, with like a very, very like I would say, so if you're iterating like we do, we come out with a lot of new ideas all the time. And so these new ideas are, some of them are received well. And it used to be that our problems would just be, oh my God, we can't produce enough. And similarly, that did happen to this item that went viral, like we sold out. But then I didn't even see that there was a Chinese seller for a month selling the item while we were out of stock on it, and their sales exploded. And now we're similarly still trying to come after them. And there isn't an easy mechanism where I can report a crime on Amazon that says, oh my God, the guy stole, like it used to be. I think what it is, and you can say this is, in my view, Amazon's made a massive investment in a Temu style app shipping from China here. There's now a majority of Chinese sellers in selling on Amazon, where we are all talking about selling. And they're obviously providing these people with software that shows them the best-selling items in the category, much like what we have. And so they're literally showing them what to copy and then saying, oh my God, they're copying it. It's unfair that they are doing both things and then, not really moving quick enough when it's obvious they've stolen it. They're making it seem like, well, let's see who stole whose thing here, right? Like, did you really make it first? Like, where it's like you have the proof. It's just the idea that you have to go to a court of law, right? Means that like we're both gonna get to share our side of the story. It gives them a venue of respectability that is already irritating. So I think it's early days for Amazon, and they're not out in front of this issue at all.
Yeah. Oh, I would agree with that. I think Amazon's trying to plead the case of like, hey, we're not going to be the judge and jury here. It seems like they want to push things to be like, oh, you think you have a problem? Go get the court order for us. Yeah, we'll freeze their assets, but give me a court order first, right? So
Really, have they said that to you? I haven't seen even that level of discourse where that's a
yeah,
process that you can do. Like that seems to me like, oh, where do I go to do that then?
yep. So there's
But I don't think
actually,
that's true. Like, where do you go to get a court order against Amazon? And have you even seen of one? And here's an interesting question, which
yep.
I haven't Googled. Have you seen one person sue Amazon in a trademark space and win? And where is that story in the news?
I don't know specifically on the trademark issue. We had Hilton Hart on the podcast. His company is Edison IP, and their entire business model is revolved around how to take down counterfeits. And so, what the strategy is can you get a group of these, knockoffs? You go take them to court, right? And you can get an initial judgment assigned against them because they're going to be overseas competitors. If they just don't show up at court, you get the initial judgment. You're then able to freeze their assets on Amazon, and the court order goes straight to Amazon. So this is a very viable strategy that many people have been using.
Amazing. I didn't even know it. I'm amazed that, like, so what I'm saying is that is something I will have to look at since I've never been aggrieved enough or had it be valuable enough to really go to the mat and sue them.
Well, and
But have
that's the trick though, right? And it's like, okay, is it worth me ponying up 20, 30, 40, 50K, right?
and it's usually as soon as I have to start paying the lawyers, I feel like I've lost.
Yep.
But every so often, it's that valuable to do it, and that you're not. It's just still worrisome, right? As a trend and as something clearly like even now, I don't. I'm like I would have to go and do that, but I don't even know exactly where to file or who's my lawyer to file. And even though I should know that, and similarly, not when it's counterfeited, but when it's my item that I simply don't want that person selling it on Amazon, and I've sent them letters. I don't really know that next leg up to sue them, right? Even though I know I don't even think I would win, right? On the actual law, like I could say I don't know if you're aware of the nuance on takedown requests where I would have to say they're selling something materially different because of the return and other promises that we make, being the manufacturer's representative, and whether that would prevail really at, court. And and in our category of beauty, L'Oreal is very protectionary as well as Coty and some of these very large European, brand owners have spent a lot of money to protect their marks, and they set the bar really on what's possible.
Yeah, it's true.